Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Patty and this is my handmade lifestyle. In today's video I'm going to give you just a few little tips and tricks about getting a little more life out of your summer basil. I am a master gardener here in the city of Virginia Beach, and what that means really is that I fully understand how much I don't know, which is a lot. Plants and gardening are kind of a broad topic of conversation. So I like to keep myself in the lines of where I feel comfortable talking. And I do feel comfortable talking with you about basil. So without further ado, let me show you my plant. This is on my patio, and I do most all of my gardening in pots. Container gardening is just a lot easier. It makes more sense for me. And this is a basil plant that I picked up at the local nursery. It's been out here for a while. The first thing I want you to notice is that it's not sitting over here in the middle of the garden. I have found that for where I live, which is zone 8A here in Virginia Beach, that it's just too darn hot for the basil. Once it starts getting over about 84 degrees or so, gosh, it just doesn't do well in the bright, direct sunlight. But it does really well over here in the shade. So this is probably getting, I would say, like northern exposure of light. Currently I have a couple of things down here that I need to get potted, and I moved my oregano over here as well because it was really struggling when I had it out in the middle of the garden. It was just wilted and looked terrible. So I put it over here and it's doing beautifully. So sometimes less is more. Okay, but here's what I want you to see on the basil. I want you to notice how, like, see at the top how it's getting these little white flowers. You want to come through and pinch those off because that's where the plant is trying to get a seed. See how there's some over here? Just come in and pinch all that off. And I'll tell you something. Oh, it smells so good. See, it's over here. Oops. Just pinch them. Take them off. Because what will happen is, I left this on purpose so that you can see it. You'll wind up getting these really long stalks. Oops. You don't want that. I really should not have let this go so long, but I couldn't get out here and film it any sooner. So see how I just pinched it off? And there it is. And it smells amazing, but I don't really do anything with those. Let's see. I've been keeping it pinched, and it looks pretty good. Oh, here's one starting. Just pinch those off. And what happens is, if you let your plant go to seed like that, it changes the flavor of the sweet basil. It's not that delicate flavor anymore. So you do need to really keep an eye on it and keep it groomed. It also likes to be watered regularly, so I water every day. But I would say if you're having some difficulty with your plant, you might try moving it outdoor. Definitely have it outdoors, but move it to a shadier spot and see how it does. And that's it. I mean, just touching the leaves. Oh, it smells so good. So if you wanted to use any of this in your cooking, you just come out, you just take off the leaves, and it's ready to go. If you wanted to like start a new plant, it's very, very easy to propagate basil, and I'm just looking in here to see just the right place to break off a piece. About something right here. Let's break that. It's super tender in terms of the stalks and everything. So we'll bring this over here. And we're kind of up here in the back under the table. All right, let me set this up and show you what we're doing. Okay. So see how I've got this little jar and I've got this basil in it? Look at the root structure. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if I can get it any closer. This is like just 2 weeks. And all I did was stick it in the water. And I've changed out the water a couple of times, but I just put it in my kitchen window, which is a north-facing window, and it rooted just with me doing nothing. So now I'm going to take it, and I saved this little leftover nursery pot, and I'm just going to dig down and just pot it up. To start another plant, this is what you do. That's it. You just stick it in the water. As long as your stem is under the water, that's going to grow. And it's that easy. The little jar is actually a repurposed wee yogurt jar. So if you like wee yogurt, which I personally do, just save those little jars. They are really great for propagating your smaller plants like this. So there you go. It's just that simple. So that gives us a new propagation, and then we've planted the one that's grown all of its roots. And this was just a leftover nursery pot. I'm going to leave it in there until it's big enough to go in a large pot, and we'll repot it again. And that is truly all it takes. Super simple, and you can get a lot of longevity out of your basil like that. And if you are a basil fanatic, you can have basil coming out of your ears. Not literally, but you can have a lot of basil. Let's just put it that way. Okay, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're inspired to get out and care for your plants. If you have any questions, as always, just ask away, and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.